Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, the regular meeting of Village of Forest Park Village Council will come to order. This is our Monday, August 26th, 2024 meeting. Begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you are able, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Maxim. Here. Commissioner Nero.
Here.
Commissioner Mount-Govan. Commissioner Vogt. Here. Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, we need to approve the minutes from the August 12th regular council meeting. Is there a motion to approve minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero, second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim. Aye. Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Okay, we're at public comment. Have you received any public comment sheets?
I have Dan Riley.
Evening to the entire committee, men and women of the Village of Forest Park. I am here to ask that you all put a jersey wall up. I live on Marengo Avenue in the 1100 block. The street is one way north in the business district coming off of Roosevelt Road and one way south in the residential area coming off of Fillmore. There's a T alley, which means you'll have to go either east or west. It separates. But every day I have counted as many as 14 vehicles, including cars, trucks, motorcycles, people riding scooters. So I'm asking that you all put a jersey wall up there because the signs that you have that say do not enter are not deterrent. A couple of the signs, at least one of the signs is completely sun faded out. You can barely even read. But with a jersey wall, just like what you have to stop people from coming off of Harlem Avenue and turning west onto 13th or 14th Street. You don't want to have a whole lot of traffic coming off of South Harlem Avenue, turning onto 13th or 14th Street going west. So you have a jersey wall up there. And I am asking that you do the same thing at the end of the block, which would mean all of the people, including myself, who live there, who drive from Fillmore. We have everyone from infant children to 80-plus-year-old senior citizens have to duck and dodge vehicles that are going the wrong way. And I sit out front since I'm retired. I sit out in front of my house every day, and sometimes that's all that I do is count. There are at least 3 of my neighbors who we have taken time to just stand in the middle of the street and warn people that they're going the wrong way, which some of them, they just flick the bird and keep on going. There's a elderly couple that live on the opposite side of the street as myself that were trying to get into their car. I do believe that he had like minor injury that he hurt himself trying to avoid because the street's only wide enough with the 2 lanes of parked cars and 1 lane of traffic going through. Now there's the people who turn off of Roosevelt will just blow right through the 1-way do not enter sign and keep right on going. They'll get up to Fillmore and then they'll make a decision if they're going to turn west, turn east, or go straight. I realize that the police department cannot be everywhere all the time and that they have much bigger crimes they are working in and on. So I'm asking the village that you all put a jersey wall at the south end of Fillmore at the T alley, which means everybody's going to have to be forced to turn. The people who are with one of the temp agencies, their buses right now park on the west side of Fillmore, which means they get in, they're walking in the street to get on the bus. that should be stopped. The buses should be on the east side of the street so they can walk right off the curb, right by what used to be Kelly's. They can walk off the curb and get onto the bus that way instead of having to walk in the streets, because that in itself is kind of like a bit of a danger factor. So again, I am asking that men and women of the Forest Park that you put a Jersey wall at the south tip of the residential area, which means everybody, either whether you're coming in for business or whether you're coming in for residential, you're gonna have to turn east or west. That's the first comment. The second comment was recently special thank you to Chief Ken Gross, men and women of the police department. There was an incident that happened on my block maybe about 3 weeks ago, and had all of Oak Park, all of Forest Park police looking for, and they did wind up catching the person they were looking for. But the coordination that they had as far as radio and communication with other officers, fellow officers, both here local in Forest Park, as well as the Oak Park officers, who had formed like a big, whatever you want to call it, to look for the person, and they did find him. So it's a special thank you to Ken Gross, as well as to the men and women who are on participating in, you know, I'm not going to go into whatever arrest, whatever happened. So that's like a special thank you. As far as seeing our police department in conjunction with the Oak Park Police Department getting together to do their thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Love.
Mark Boroff.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, commissioners and staff and public at large. Thanks for paying attention, showing up. Very excited to be back at a meeting. I've had a busy couple of months personally and with the Historical Society and also the Arts Alliance. So I just thought I'd tell you what I was working on the past couple of months. In particular, we personally had a block party, and the fire department showed up with the pumper truck. Had amazing, probably our best block party ever, according to residents of the block on Thomas Avenue. We had the pumper truck making a spray, a lot of kids engaged, a lot of adults even willing to get wet. A lot of fun. The Touch the Squad car really engaged the citizens with their children in blocks. By far, from a 9-year resident of stellar experience with the block party, despite the rain and so on. So thank you to the fire department, police department for showing up at a block party. Also, we're in the Historical Society app. We had a garden walk back about a month ago. Great turnout as usual. We collaborated with the Park District this time, so we pivoted the location a little bit on the south side. We got a lot of homeowners from the south side to be garden hosts, and we had great turnout for that. Stellar weather, cooperation with the Park District, so it's nice to see the bodies all coming together. Of course, we're a nonprofit, but we relied on them to be our host spot for the pickup of the tickets and the map. We always have other stuff going on with the Historical Society too. So we've got Scarecrow Invasion coming up. That culminates in, if you buy a Scarecrow, it's a little gratuitous. You buy a Scarecrow, you get on the map. At the end of October, we do a bike tour throughout the village. We've actually got some businesses participating this year, so we're really excited to see that change, not just residents. And of course, I have cards. If y'all want to scan a QR code and sign up today, I'd be happy to get you one. On top of that, we just finished up with the Garage Gallery. So wearing like kind of an Arts Alliance hat, I volunteered to be on the Garage Galleries committee this year. That's through the Arts Alliance. So we had a total of 102 artists throughout 42 garages this past Saturday. Weather didn't seem to be a factor. We charged a nominal fee, and we had a great turnout on artists and attendees. So if you're looking for more information about what's going on in the village, not just the politics side and the goings on of the business, we've got forestparkhistory.org and forestparkarts.org. These are also calendared events that are not on the library website, they've created a community calendar. You can all add to that. So I know there's a lot going on. We've done Grooving in the Grove and so on, but this is just the things that I'm involved in, and I appreciate the support. And I think sometimes it's interesting, the chambers here, because I think they've collaborated with us a lot. So the sharing of information and what's going on, the people that are coming to the meetings all the time, we take it for granted that everybody knows it. But I'm here to just kind of, those that are watching or those that are attending for the first time, let you know what's going on. Please see me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer what I know. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Johnny Misper? You can go up.
Good evening. I'm sorry I'm late, but this is an issue that I have to come in person to discuss. I'm a resident of Forest Park for 36 years. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of rats around the area where I live, where I have never seen rats like this before. Multiple rats. That seems to be a huge issue for me, just my everyday living. There are children out here. These rats carry disease. And last week I called the village. I spoke with the public work department. That gentleman there, he was nice enough to come out and put some boxes there. But I think more needs to be done. Is there any way that we can have our area or the alley exterminated? Is that an option? Because I think it's definitely something that needs to be explored.
Thank you for your comment.
Yes,
You can follow with the health department and they'll address your concerns.
thank you.
That was the last one.
Thank you. So not to sound like we're being flippant, but this is public comment. It's not public engagement for me. All right, council, we're going to move on to no formal communications before us tonight. On the department reports, the fire department has submitted a report. I believe everyone's had an opportunity to review that report. Feedback. Comments. They offer those now. Yeah, Madam Clerk, people are bills by resolution.
Okay. Be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills, inasmuch as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $5,564.51. Public Affairs, $9,244.23. Police Department, $8,255.35. Community Center, $15,744.13. Accounts and Finance Clerk's Office, $103,092.15. Accounts and Finance Fire Department, $4,266.46. Department of Health and Safety, $6,534.95. Streets and Public Improvements, $4,379.89. Public Property, $31,018.86. Seizure, $273.92. Police DUI, $500. Federal Customs, $713.33. TIF, $927 even. VIP, $89,622.87. Water Department, $218,918.57. For a total of $499,056.22.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to approve the resolution on the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxham. Is there a second?
Nero, second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-72-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, there is no unfinished business before the council this evening. So we'll move to new business. First thing, we have a presentation for the Forest Park Chamber. They'll present their marketing report. Lori and Neil. come on up, please.
Hi, everyone. We are back to do our second presentation of the year. If you remember, we already presented on the half of the funding that was September 1st through February 1st. And during that period, we spent $10,062. The second half of our period was February 1st through August 31st, and we spent the remaining $29,383. The first half was more planning than spending. We were able to execute pretty much all the ideas that we had presented when we initially proposed what we were going to do. Two of the largest templates include our Next Stop branding that you should have already received some of the materials on, and our Welcome New Resident booklet. Through the entire period, we're happy to say we were actually $500 under budget, which is great for a change. And these templates will hopefully become more and more cost effective as time goes on, which is what we were hoping for the following years. If you have any questions on the particulars and any of the bullet points that you should also have in front of you, feel free to ask now or follow up with Lori or I later. Would be happy to explain it to you further. And at that point, I'm going to pass it on to Lori, who's going to go through a little bit more on what we're going to do in the future.
Thank you, Neil. Hello. Oops. So I just wanted to give a quick summary of which we were asked to do by the council and very happy to do. As Neil said, we appeared here in February to report on the first half of spending from September 1, 23 to February 1, 24, and to summarize the planned marketing activities for the remainder of that funding period, which ends August 31st. We're here this evening to just provide a quick review of marketing activities for that year and answer any questions if necessary. The council's received a complete report of expenditures along with some samples of, some of the marketing materials that we've done. We just got our new resident welcome book. Oh, there goes the coupons. And that went out to 2,800 people in Oak Park, Forest Park, and River Forest. It's all new residents that come in. And Rachel, we've given all the receipts to as well for all the expenditures. As with all marketing endeavors, it's a learning process, and we've learned a lot. And with the ever-changing social media algorithms and rules, it's an ongoing process. But we keep applying those learnings and tracking results so that we can ensure we're getting the most out of our investment of both money and time, and most importantly, to reach those key goals of driving traffic to and promoting our business community and Forest Park as a whole, to showcase our unique events and raise awareness of all there is to see and do in Forest Park, to promote Forest Park's unique character and strong sense of community, and to position Forest Park as the best place for all people and all businesses to thrive. In the first half, we did a digital holiday gift guide that featured 50+ businesses. We did a small business Saturday event where we purchased gift cards to give away. We've had professional photography so that we can draw better traffic to our events and showcase our events. We did newly branded event cards with all Forest Park's main events at the first of the year, which we've distributed at local locations. And then we inserted in Forest Park Review Wednesday Journal Landmark. We partnered with Visit Oak Park for a restaurant week. Welcome New Resident book, of course. And a brand new Next Stop Forest Park campaign that is used heavily on paid social media. It's also promoted in dedicated emails locally, ads in the Chicago Reader, West Suburban Living Magazine, dining ads, and plus we write blogs every month that encourage people. The first one was the top 10 reasons why Forest Park should be your next stop. We've written 5 blogs so far. We pay social media to boost those out, and they live on our website. And we're getting good results with that. The current plans, Christine and I spoke today about, we want to do a fall shopping dining event to kind of follow up this slow August. So we're planning that for either the last week in September or the first week in October. It's just a one-day thing. We'll continue to write blogs and post and boost them. We'd like to work on a weekly summer series for 2025. We'll certainly do holiday activities and programs to push shopping and dining, possibly thinking of how we might be able to do a rebate program. We're gonna work with a social media influencer to grab additional information, dining guides, reprint the event cards, renew our partnership with Visit Oak Park. They're the ones who get us and garage galleries and things like that, all the PR and WGN and Fox and all the different stations. So they're a really great asset. And then we'll be continuing to mail out the new resident book and things of that nature. So, and the village believes in the importance of marketing Forest Park, and we're grateful that they chose to designate these funds and that they've entrusted us to create and execute a 3-year marketing plan. A lot of work and extra staff time does go into developing and carrying out these plans, and we remain very committed to this work. Finally, we're thankful for the great working relationship we have with our village and your continued support of our work. Any questions on?
Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Commissioners, any questions for the chamber? Lori, I have a quick question. So first of all, thank you for everything you do. Commissioners, you're probably aware, the chamber has attracted so much attention to casket races, the annual casket races, that an external entity, reached out with a marketing campaign. So people want to be a part of, I guess, what they're doing. But, my question is more directed towards Madison Street. Are you looking at bringing back discussions about creating an SSA? Is that something the chambers?
We have not discussed that. The last, I think, when Moses was here, we kind of readdressed that. And then there were some things that needed to be, done by certain dates. I don't really personally understand all of, the ins and outs of the SSA, but it just kind of, is sitting there to be discussed again if the village is interested and the taxpayers are interested, which they were when we first went to do it. And we had a lot of the taxpayers on Madison saying yes to an SSA. I don't know how that.
I know we were looking at prior to COVID, right? COVID changed everything. But last spring, I was invited to an event in Oak Park, and I learned that Oak Park has an SSA, so I would create does some marketing, and of course it frees up expense for influence in that district itself. So maybe it's something we'll look at. I was just curious. But if you were doing it, I think you'd have to support. But it's not something that we have to engage in detailed discussion.
I think it's worth the discussion again for sure, because we can do so much more with that tip money. Okay.
We're doing a lot, and we appreciate it. So thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll get it.
Okay, commissioners, next item on the agenda is a presentation from representatives of the Alpine.
Good evening, Mayor Hoskins and members of the council. My name is Simone Boutet. I'm the attorney for the Altenheim. Tonight we have, I'm here with Mark Zinni, who's on the Altenheim board, and we're here to present a request to you regarding the property that surrounds our property that was previously sold to the Altenheim. And I will just begin by thanking you for your service and your consideration. And also just note that being from Oak Park, it's very nice to see the civility that you have here in this council chambers. So turn it over to Mark.
It's always like this, Simone.
It's nice.
And again, repeat what Simone said. Thank you very much for hearing from us. And I am Mark Zinni. I'm on the Altenheim board. And the board is very grateful that you're considering listening to us for this proposal or opportunity. So the Altenheim, just to give everybody a real quick brief history, we just got going about 138 years ago. And our mission at that time, which stays the same, is we're a nonprofit organization with a mission to provide below market housing for seniors. Right now we have 56 units. We're hoping to grow a little bit. We're over 85% occupied. And our rates right now range from 25 to 40% below market value. And that's what we like to continue to do. And that's our flag. That's what we follow. In 2001, we sold some property to the village, about 11.7 acres of property. And at that time, and if you look at exhibit 1, that we have, there's an aerial photo that shows our property and the village property that we sold. So I like to joke that that's the most tortured property line I've ever seen in my life. And I am an architect, and so I've seen a lot of it. And my goal here is hopefully come up with a proposal that's a win-win for everybody. Our goal is to get some space that gives us a buffer to whatever's developed, and it can make it a more marketable piece of property because of some of the restrictions that are on that property. So the property is zoned R3 right now. The restrictions on the part of the sale was that it needed to be R1 or R2. And part of that is that we have quiet enjoyment for our seniors, which is crucial for us. So our proposal is based on the fact, and we also, the second sheet on exhibit 2 shows a more legal description of the property. And just to give you another location, so there's Madison Avenue, there's Van Buren, there's the famous Grove, our little green space, and we're just south of that. If you look at this diagram, the legal survey, we're the space in yellow, and the green outline is what's owned by the village. So this is a little clearer depiction, and the area that seems to be most interested to developers is the property to the south. As you look down at, this is not always obvious, but usually on drawings, north is at the top and south is at the bottom of the drawing. So if you look at that, so if you can go to exhibit 3, and this one rotates 90 degrees, but I tried to do an outline in red again of our property, and then in yellow was an area that we like to purchase. And it's not a large parcel. In total, it's less than an acre. It's about 9/10 of an acre. And we're trying to get about a 25-foot buffer around the west end of our building, because at one part of our building, believe it or not, we can't even legally put ladder on the building to maintain it without being on village property. Now there is an easement that wraps around, but it's only a 5-foot easement. And for our enjoyment, we would like to be able to have people walk around all the time. Exercise, as you know, is very important to seniors. So our goal is to get a minimal amount of space that we can have to the east and to a very clean, or excuse me, to the west, a very clean property line going up. And then to the south, kind of the same thing, have a clean property line that goes in the east-west direction. And that also gives us the opportunity, we have 2 floors in one building that were prepped for 10 units, but we haven't had a chance to build them out. And this would also give us the opportunity to provide some additional parking for future residents. So again, our request, and it's just a proposal early on, and again, we're very grateful that you're listening to us, would be to try to buy this property in what we call the yellow zone or area A. Now there's a second area, area B, that we would also be interested in if the village determines it's in their best interest to try to let us buy it. Okay, that's a large green space right now that runs from our building to the adjacent cemetery property line. We think that is, the yellow area is definitely not desirable to a developer, and the green area might be less desirable to a developer. And if that is the case, and the village thinks that is in their best interest, we would be interested in trying to purchase it. Obviously, we operate at a loss, but we have fortunately a lot of beneficiaries that help finance us. But we'd be interested in trying to purchase that if we can afford it, to make that happen. So, in conclusion, we're very interested in option A. We'd be interested in option B, depending on what the board or consultants decide. And also, there's a third, final thing. There's a bike path, and we like to say, We enjoy being in the Village of Forest Park lot. We like to play nice in the sandbox. And our theory is that the village would like us to try to sell them some property for the bike path or give them an easement for the bike path. We would feel comfortable. So that's kind of a third parcel of this whole possible agreement. So in conclusion, again, this is just a proposal. We'd like to see what your feelings are, and we very much appreciate listening to us.
Thanks, Mark. Commissioner, any questions for the applicant? Any questions? I think she said she'll follow up, so we can probably send written questions if needed. Any comments or?
Yeah, I just have a quick comment.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank you for your time and your patience with us. Mark, it's nice to see you again. And also thank you for your service on the Altenheim committee when we did that. Like I said, you guys have been pretty patient with us. I know we're kind of noisy over at the Grove sometimes, and I look forward to finding something that works for you.
Well, like I like to joke, you know, sound is not our client's best sense. Thank you. Just safety is always our concern. Yeah.
Question there.
Commissioner Nero.
Just a point of clarification, you had mentioned option B, obviously exhibit 3 highlights that very neatly. Unless I was missing something, I presume on exhibit 2, it's this other yellow area that you're referring to as option B.
Option A is the yellow.
Yeah.
Option B is the green.
Okay, gotcha.
On the left of that. You see
10
that?
Thank you, appreciate it.
And then the 2 thin stripes, one is a bike path that's 10 feet wide, and one is a potential Commonwealth Edison agreement that would run parallel with the bike path to make the bike path happen.
Appreciate it, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Mark.
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, Commissioners, next item under new business is consideration of an ordinance granting a conditional use permit for a cannabis dispensary in the B2 district to be located at 7216 Circle Avenue. Was there a motion?
Sure, Nero, make that motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Nero. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxham. Discussion.
I have a couple questions.
Commissioner Vogt.
You'll have to forgive me, there's a lot of papers here. But I am curious, the petitioner this time around is TC Apico, is that correct? It mentions in the documents that you had a conditional use license, but that you were issued an adult use cannabis license. And that it was attached, but I don't see that attachment. I was wondering if you have that, if you have the adult use license.
Good evening, Craig Crandall on behalf of the petitioner TC Apico. I do not have with me, as you may or may not recall, last time we were here was a couple of years ago. Licenses were just getting issued at that time. They were conditional license. We do have that license, and I can certainly get, if that's an issue, I can bring that in, or I can send that in. I don't know that we had originally attached it, if you have that. But we originally it was a conditional license, now it's been a full license, so we're ready to go. At the time we originally knew, we were waiting for final approvals on that. There had been a delay at the state level. Without getting too deep into it, there were some lawsuits related to issuance of licenses. There was a lottery, and so they were holding off on the issuance. Subsequently, that has been issued.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different LLCs and companies and all of that. So the only thing I could find with the state, the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, says that you had the conditional and it expired, but it says that there wasn't the adult use issued. So I was just
No, it has been.
hoping to get like a copy of that.
Yeah, we can certainly make that available. Yeah, it has been issued. And there were some renewals that went on, as you're aware, a lot of these licenses and the operations, there were some delays, there were some funding issues. And so we worked closely with the developer. The site's ready to go as far as us to come in and get our stuff together. And so they were waiting on some other users. That's all come together as well. So together we have a representative of the developer with us this evening as well.
Jessica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So, it's a good question. And I think one of the conditions in the existing ordinance at this time is, I think it's number 8, requires them to provide evidence of their license being issued by the state of Illinois for the adult cannabis dispensary.
Okay, but so has the village received that?
I put it in the ordinance. I don't know whether it got part of the, application or not, but it wouldn't be an effective ordinance until they provide it to you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a common, condition to put in these things. But I haven't seen it, you're right.
I just asked because there was obviously the delay for the year.
Certainly, yeah, no, everything's in
And we
place.
don't want to we want you to obviously open and be successful.
Right. As
um,
we know that there's been a delay and we're ready to get that all squared away.
And that does lead to one other question. The new application, I didn't see like new or even just forwarding the old site survey and exterior elevations and stuff like that. Have any of those plans changed?
None of those have changed. Everything is still the same as it was initially.
So the exterior facade is the same?
Correct. Yeah.
Sure, if you have them. It was just a reapplication and wasn't in there, so I didn't know if there was a change in. Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it.
One other question. So, I am also curious, and this is more for, maybe Nick. But I do notice that Block had several, establishments that they've closed recently, and there's a few that were approved, in Northfield and in Chicago, conditional use approvals, and they're still kind of not completed or open yet.
That is correct.
So I was wondering if you have sort of a timeline for the one here?
Certainly, I'm going to let Ed Warpinski on behalf of Justice
My question's
Cannabis
for you
and
now,
Block
sorry, yeah.
speak on that.
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm Ed
Hi.
Warpinski with Justice Cannabis Co. We are actually opening up the Northfield location here within the next 30 days. There's another one happening in Lake Zurich. Same thing. We're less than 30 days away. As far as this one goes, right now we're doing some minor plan modifications to the interior just for optimization, basically. We're thinking about 2 weeks left on these changes. Right now, they're with the engineer, the MEPF engineer. So those are being modified right now. Hope to submit for permit by the middle of the month, by the middle of September. We're gonna recruit Keystone to do the construction. They know the building in and out. They are doing the shell modifications right now. So we're thinking, honestly, end of January is probably a realistic. Probably accelerate that depending on how things go. But yeah, that's a realistic timeline right now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. The last question, this one's for you. I'm sort of curious with the change of hands and things and when you have a conditional use. You approve a company, they open and they sell to somebody else. Is that conditional use just stay there, or would a new marijuana facility have to like reapply?
Yeah, it's a good question. The code provides that conditional uses run with the land. So when you grant the conditional use for an adult cannabis dispensary at that location, that's what we've isolated the approval to that 7216 address. Whether it's them or someone else, it runs with that location. There is a change in use. I think they're required to notify the director that there's a new operator, for example. But if they sell and another cannabis comes in, it's allowed to be in there.
Copy that.
It
Do you
does
guys
go
plan to
away.
sell?
The only thing I'm gonna say, it does go away if they close and they stay closed for a year,
Gotcha.
then it goes away.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Nero, Commissioner Maxim, any questions? Commissioner Maxim.
I just want to thank you for being here and thanks for reaching out. I don't know, at least a week ago to see if I'm assuming all of us had any questions and I didn't,
Yes.
but thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Thank you all. And we do appreciate, we were here a couple of years back, and as I say, this has been delayed, and we're very excited to be able to have the opportunity to get built up. And as I say, the developer, things were caught up on their end as well. Initially, until they had other users, it was tough to complete ours as well. So it was kind of a joint combination.
Sure, Mayor.
Commissioner Nero.
I share your excitement and enthusiasm for some of the residents. This goes back to November 13th of last year when we first talked about it, when it was approved by this council. It went through PZC twice, once in February 23 and again in July, 5-0 votes there. So that being said, it's good to see that it's back on track for sure. And for those folks who are not familiar with the area, just having the privilege of looking at the rendering, and it looks great. But from what the potential, what can be there from what is there now is a major upgrade. It's a major cleanup, but it's going to look fantastic. And some of the elements that you're working into your rendering here provides another gateway to Forest Park, which is a good look for the village. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One final thing, Mayor.
Commissioner Vogt.
I want to thank you for being here in person to answer these questions publicly because the public has asked a lot of these questions of me and I'm sure of, other folks up here. So I do appreciate you being here to share this information with the
Oh,
public.
our pleasure. I think it's the least we can do.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-25-24.
Very good. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it and look forward to opening up.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving the specifications and authorizing the advertising of bids for the Village of Forest Park, Ferdinand Avenue water main storm sewer replacement, and Ferdinand Avenue Adams Street resurfacing project. This is Madison Street to Jackson Boulevard. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vaughn. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, there's no discussion now. Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-73-24.
Okay, Commissioner, next item is resolution authorizing the acceptance and execution of the state of Illinois grant from the IEPA for lead service line inventory. This is the agreement for fiscal year 2024. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vaughn. Is there a second?
Yes, sir. Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. There's no discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-74-24.
Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving pay request number 3 for the 2023 Wilcox Ferdinand MFT resurfacing project. And this is abatement to A-Land Concrete Contractors. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Bolt. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 75 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, the next item is a resolution approving pay request number 1 for the Fillmore Street Brick Patching Program. And this is from LPS Pavement Company. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. And there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 76 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the waiver of the hiring fees for IMRF employees regarding the hiring of one full-time parking enforcement officer and a full-time police records clerk. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Sure. Nero will second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion.
Just have one question.
Commissioner Vogt.
Have we hired them or will we be posting the job? I'm just curious if we're posting where we could direct people.
Job has to be posted internally for 10 days first.
Internally for 10 days first?
Qualified within the weekend, then we can post.
Okay, so folks can check our website. Should it? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 77 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a request for approval for some community center trip. Sign a contract with Drury Lane. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Discussion on the trip to Drury Lane. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioner Nero, I knew the seniors had your back.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
had
have
their back.
something in
You
my
had their
mind.
back, so thank you. All right. Commissioners, next item is a banner request from Sarah's, actually two banner requests, one from Sarah's, one from Housing Full. Motion.
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Discussion. Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, next item is a request for approval of a raffle license for Housing Forward. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioner, next item is a request for use of the right of way. This is from Living Word Christian Center. We have a 5K. And also there's a request for use of the right of way from the Forest Park. Someone hits from their fiber flash. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Ball. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, no discussion, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, next item is request for approval. This is a solicitation request from the Girl Scouts of Greater Chicago and Northwest Indiana. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
Nero second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Nero. Discussion. Okay, there's no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim, Commissioner Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Madam Clerk, are your vocal cords ready?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna ask you to read the proclamation from the League of Women Voters.
Proclamation celebrating 100th anniversary of the League of Women Voters, Oak Park River Forest. Whereas the League of Women Voters of the United States was formed on February 14th, 1920 at the Congress Hotel in Chicago. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park was incorporated on May 13th, 1924 and held its first meeting on October 9th, 1924. Whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park became the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest on May 21st, 1947. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest is one of more than 40 local leagues in the state of Illinois and more than 700 local, county, and state leagues in the United States. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that encourages all people to be informed and active participants in government, works to increase understanding the major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest welcomes the participation of men and women from Forest Park and other surrounding communities in efforts to improve government at local, state, and national levels. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest has during the past 100 years made significant contributions to good government in Oak Park, River Forest, and Forest Park by sponsoring candidate forums to educate voters, by conducting voter registration drives, and providing voter education by publishing voter guides and public policy research, by sending observers to view and report on meetings at all levels of government, and by holding meetings on key issues. And whereas the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest will celebrate its centennial anniversary on October 20th, 2024, with a gala celebration to be held at the 19th Century Club, 178 Forest Avenue, Oak Park. Now, therefore, I, Rory E. Hoskins, Mayor of Forest Park and Board of Commissioners, hereby proclaim October 9th, 2024 as a day to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the League of Women Voters of Oak Park and River Forest, and encourage all citizens to support its vision of a democracy where every person has the desire, the right, the knowledge, and the confidence to participate.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is it okay we consider a unanimous motion to adopt the League's proclamation? Okay. Madam Clerk, we'll call it.
Sure. Commissioner Maxim? Aye. Commissioner Nero?
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt?
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins?
Aye. Okay, we're at administrative report.
I just have one thing. For the last 17 years, the last Saturday in August has been dedicated to my daughter's birthday. So for the first time now that she's in college, I got to go to Garage Galleries this past weekend. And my husband came with me and we hit up both sides of town. And I just wanted to say what a fabulous event it is. Earlier this week, I saw some news coverage, the collaboration between Forest Park Arts Alliance, Garage Galleries, the Chamber of Commerce, and their relationship with Visit Oak Park. You know, it really shows what a small town can do on a bigger stage. And I just wanted to congratulate the Chamber, Visit Oak Park, Garage Galleries, Forest Park Arts Alliance on a wonderful event this weekend.
Mr. Maxim.
I don't have anything substantial. I also wanted to say I enjoyed Garage Galleries, and I wanted to thank the Chamber and to thank Mark Roth for your words tonight. Thank you.
Commissioner Nero.
Sorry, let's start that again. Thank you. Yes, exciting times here in the village of Forest Park. If that wasn't evident by the Chamber's nice presentation, Forest Park is not trying to become a destination. We are a destination now. That's probably a little bit different than, maybe now stretching back 10 years. I know that the Department of Public Health and Safety, Director Glinke, Village Administrator Entler have been so busy in that particular department, bringing and working with new businesses and really helping to grow Forest Park. So it is exciting times in Forest Park, and it's evident when you just either drive down Madison Street or even Roosevelt Road. So that's great. That's a good thing. So we're excited about that. I do have a couple of PSA, public service announcements under the health and safety umbrella. I don't know if we want to call it unseasonably warm, but if you thought it was hot today, I think we're going to top 100 degrees tomorrow with the heat index. And so be a good resident, be a good neighbor. Check on your neighbors, especially if they're elderly. Make sure that air conditioning's working. I believe we have the community center, which could be used as a cooling center, depending on things go tomorrow. But again, I want to and then continue on being a good neighbor. I had kind of teed up something on the rodent issue in town, and I wanted to spend a little time talking about that. And there's this element that and whether those are raccoons or possum, squirrels, or oh my gosh, rats, they exist. And the idea of that the answer lies within this building is wrong. That's the wrong approach. That's very reactive, and it doesn't create a sustainable solution. It is more about being preemptive and proactive as a resident here in town and as a business owner here in town, and communicating with each other and making sure we do the little things. And those little things are upkeep and maintenance to your property, making sure that we're cleaning up weeds and removing brush and debris, and disposing those properly. Look around the foundations of your most of the time they're flat slabs of concrete where you see holes burrowed in there, and those can be warning signs that you have a rodent problem. Keeping your garbage can lids closed. And why is that important? Well, obviously, if you eliminate the food source, now these things sound pretty basic, right? They sound pretty basic, but you would be surprised driving through town how many times you see open dumpster lids, open garbage can lids. Okay, and if that's the case, there's nothing more disturbing than when you see folks put their trash in the alley on Saturday or Monday or Tuesday, knowing full well that pickup is on Thursday. And that's disturbing because when you can't fit all the garbage into a can and it stays open, you are supporting that food service. I guess what I'm trying to say is it takes a little initiative on the front end to help solve this problem than relying on the village to solve it for you. And I'm not saying that the village is not doing wonderful things to help support and mitigate the issue, but it doesn't work just one way. And it's us working together to solve the problem together. And with that said, if you have damage on your cans, holes in it, animal chews, things like that, reach out to the Department of Public Health and Safety, or on the garbage cans, call the Village Hall, and we could get that addressed and hopefully get some new cans, or not hopefully, but get some new cans out there. And if you think you have a rodent problem, call the Department of Public Health and Safety, and we'll come out and take a look at it. And a report. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Vogt.
I will echo everyone else's sentiments about garage galleries. It was another great year for that, though it was a little hot. And I wanted to give a shout out to Public Works. Sal sends the sweeper through all of the alleys that are hosting to make sure that it's extra nice and shiny and clean for everybody to enjoy the artwork and jewelry and whatnot. So I want to thank them for going the extra mile there. The fall cleanup event is fast approaching. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 21st. Flyer and registration links will be posted soon, so keep an eye out for those. And then I just wanted to mention that it's Women's Equality Day. Women's Equality Day is a celebration of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, which gave women the right to vote. The right to vote is fundamental to the democratic process. And by including women in that process, we were given a voice. Our issues became part of the political discussion. And while there's still work to do, this has led to women really helping to shape the path of our nation. And so I just wanted to take a moment to thank the great women leaders who fought for suffrage and acknowledge those like Lillian Fikert and Alice Paul, and those who continue to fight for women's equality to this day. And I also want to thank all of the women right here in Forest Park. We have a lot of women leaders in this town who organize, volunteer, educate, and lead. So thank you all for your service. And, you know, this is the time where young women have less rights than their mothers and grandmothers, which is why voting and continuing to stand up for women is so incredibly important, and why I really appreciate adopting the League Women Voters Proclamation today. And thank you for reading it, Clerk. So often throughout history and still to this day, women are written out of their own story. Their leadership is diminished and their impact erased. So today's a wonderful opportunity to take that time to celebrate the women in our lives, to work to support each other, lift up and acknowledge the hard work and determination of the women we admire, and make sure everyone we know is not only registered to vote, but exercises that hard-fought right. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner Vogt. Commissioners, in 2019, we had a town hall to discuss, setting up zone regulations to welcome potential cannabis company Forest Park. So congratulations to the council for granting tonight to the company that will look at Circle in Harlem. We granted another right in the Central Business District. So a company just to see what kind of village receives from that new business. But we're optimistic, and we think it's an indication of other businesses looking. So, thanks to the staff who worked hard to keep the streets clean, to keep the community safe, and conclude my report there. We're going to close the closed session tonight because our colleague is not with us. What happened this discussion? So, having said that, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Yes, sir. Nero will make that motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Nero. Is there a second?
A second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Nero.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Yes, sir.